Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Mr. and Mrs. Reviewer, let me introduce myself. I am Meutia Rahmi Afifa, representation of Putri Endah Puspitasari teams, would like to present our research with the title Innovation of Superhydrophobic Material Using Spray-Based Rice Husk to Protect Household Furniture Literature Review. Based on data from the United Nations International Strategy for Disaster Reduction, Indonesia is ranked at the sixth position for the most floody disaster country, compared with another 162 countries. In 2015, about 199 million people, or almost 2,000 people, has risked to flood disaster, with estimate of physical and economic losses more than 429 trillion rupiahs. Based on a disaster risk study compiled by the Disaster Management Agency (BNPB). Technological development is needed to minimize loss caused by floods. Based on several previous studies, prove that waterproof materials can be an alternative to coating the surface of objects, such as manganese oxide or polystyrene nanocomposites, and the use of nanosilica and nanotitania. Unfortunately, manganese oxide and nanotitania nanocomposites are often found from mining or excavation materials in the form of mineral such as granite and quartzite. But these materials are very limited. Therefore, other alternatives are needed in the search for silica, such as synthetic silica and vegetable silica. Based on these problems, we would like to present this research with the title Superhydrophobic Material Innovation Using Spray-Based Rice Husk to Protect Household Appliances, with our team as written in this slide. The purpose of our research is to exploring the potential of rice husk and knowing the stage of synthesis from rice husk to become a superhydrophobic material. Other than that, we also analyze the effectiveness of spraying superhydrophobic materials to protect household appliances.
The method used in this study is systematic literature review or SLR to identify, review, evaluate, and interpret all available research with topic of interest to phenomena with certain relevant research questions. Next slide. This research began with preparing tools and materials, milling process, modifying superhydrophobic material, then testing the superhydrophobic spray. Next slide. Preparation of tools and materials. The materials used in this study include rice husk ash, chitosan, acetic acid, etc. Then the equipment used in this research include Erlenmeyer flags, high energy milling 3D, magnetic stirrer, etc. Next slide. Milling process. Sample is milled by HEM 3D with time variation 1 hour and 3 hours, with the rotation speed which is 350 RPM. First step is preparing the sample. Then, put the sample into the vial tube with milling balls. Attach to the HEM 3D using the wrench until tight. Then, HEM 3D is turned on by pressing the green button or on button and setting the time. Finally, milling result is ready to use in the next step. Next slide. Superhydrophobic modification. First step is preparing chitosan solution with dissolving 2 grams of chitosan powder in a 2% acetic acid solution using aqueous as the diluent. Then the solution was homogenized with a magnetic stirrer for 4 hours at the speed of 2000 RPM. Then prepare polystyrene solution with dissolving 2 grams of polystyrene crystals in 50 ml of DMF using a hot magnetic stirrer. Dissolution was carried out at 100 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. Third, the superhydrophobic material was carried out with a ratio of 1 to 5 chitosan solution and polystyrene solution. 10 ml of chitosan solution was taken and slowly put into 50 ml of polystyrene solution. The input process is carried out together with the stirrer. Homogenization process at the speed of 2000 rpm for 2 hours. The solution was then stirred with a magnetar stirrer again for 2 hours. Then, put the rest as X during the stirring process until predetermined time. Next slide. Superhydrophobic spray test. The test is for measuring the contact angle to find out how much the superhydrophobic level has been made. To validate the observation, the test is repeated 3 times. Next slide.
Results and discussion. First, some analysis results of rice-Husk nanoparticles. Second, rice-Husk nanoparticle FDR test result. And third, superhydrophobic test. Next slide. Some analysis results of rice-Husk nanoparticle. Based on the journal Scanning Electron Microscope or SEM analysis is an electron microscope that describes a sample by scanning a beam of electron energy in a raster scan pattern. SEM analysis is used for knowing the characteristics of any colors of rice-Husk, such as a topography, morphology, shape, a size, and an element contained in rice-Husk. Next slide. Based on the journal, the results of the FDR test show that the content of the silica group had the highest wavelength. Next slide. Based on the research, that water contact angle analysis was carried out to see the magnitude of the water contact angle produced from a material. This analysis is carried out using the help of camera and software. The result of the analysis shows that the water contact angle obtained is 155 degrees. Next slide. Based on the problems and the data obtained, it shows that in the Husk there is silica which can be used as superhydrophobic material according to the data in the same ADX test and FTA test with the highest silica percentage. Next slide. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.